The Late Night Alternative with Katherine Boyle. You never know just where the conversation will take you. On talkRADIO.
Hi, Stan.
Good evening, alright?
You all right?
Yeah, I'm alright. Are you alright?
We're all right. What have you got for us, Stan?
Well, it's a bit of a double edge on this, right? Because I'm on my way to Hull to do a job. I'm an engineer and I'm just on my way there to do. I've not been called out, but my colleagues are waiting there for me, and we have a little bit of a debate that I don't know if maybe you can put to bed for us.
We can try.
What it is I like to have a bit of a sing-song, right? And they reckon I can't sing, but I think I can.
Okay.
So, what do you reckon? You be the judge, and you've got to be honest, though.
Well, hang on a minute. I mean, if you really want to put your money where your mouth is, we could play S-word or yes-word. I don't know how many people are still awake, but there may be an appetite for that. Have you heard this feature we've done in the past?
No.
Well, you start singing, we open the phone lines, and people will tell us what they think. You've got to keep singing.
Right.
Are you up for that?
Wasn't expecting that.
No one's expecting the yes word or the S word, but come on, we might as well live dangerously. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'll give it a go. That'll shut them up if I get a few yes.
I can't guarantee it. They are brutally honest, all right?
Well, that's what I want. That's exactly what I need, then.
Okay.
I'll either put up or shut up.
All right, then. Well, here we go. Let me just give the number out. So if you want to be... we want your opinion, please, for yes word or S word, and I'll just put you straight to air. Please don't say the actual S word. Just yes word or S word. Don't get me into trouble. I've got, 10 minutes left, and I'm nailing this at this point. Don't ruin it for me. 0344 499 1000. All right, Stan, what you got for us?
I'll do a Gordon Lightfoot number.
Okay, hit it.
Okay. Here we go. If you could read my mind, love, why to tell my thoughts could tell. Just like an old-time movie about a ghost from a wishing well, in a castle dark or a fortress strong, with chains upon my feet. Well, you know that ghost is me. I will never be set free as long as I am a ghost that you can't see. If I could read your mind, love, what a tale my thoughts could tell.
What do you reckon, yes word or S word?
I've listened to this guy, and I've got to say he's utter shit.
How dare you?
That's not right. I'm not having that.
He's good. Carry on, Stan. Ignore.
Yeah. I can't remember where it was now.
If I could read
my mind, love, what a tale my thoughts
could tell, just like an old time.
Go on, Nick.
Hi, I was just going to say sugar.
Thank you very much. Keep going, Stan.
That's it. I'm not doing any more then.
I think you're great.
I think they're being very peevish, and you shouldn't listen.
I think they're jealous.
Of course they're jealous. I've got two more. Do you want to hear them?
Yeah.
All right, let's see what they got. What do you reckon? Hello, caller. Stunned into silence. What about this one? Hello.
Oh, I thought this was great. I loved it.
There we go.
Hey, that'll do me.
There we go.
There we go.
Thanks very much, Stan. You're a good sport.
No worries, excellent.
I've heard Essa, I'm going to be honest. Thanks very much. Do you want to get some news from stateside?
Yeah. What, do we have some news?
We just so happen to have our very own American correspondent. Hey, Chuck Winkle.
Hey, how you doing over there?
We're fine. Do you recognise the accent? Can you place him?
I think that's from South Clownland.
What do you think, Chuck?
We're very close. I'm from Boston, New York.
Boston, New York, that very famous double city.
Where about you from, Kitty Cat?
Kitty Cat, I think he's addressing me. I'm actually originally from Virginia.
West Virginia, right?
No, just Virginia. I know you Brits love to conflate the two, but I'm from Virginia. West Virginia is a separate state.
Chuck Winkle is not a Brit. He's obviously an American, and you are based in Virginia, Chuck, because you are a White House guy, right?
Virginia is kind of between Virginia and Salt Lake City. It's in that kind of localized area. I just wanted to know, we got the American on there with you.
Yes.
Just want to know what you think about Trumpy.
What she thinks about Trumpy? Well, first of all, give us a little rundown of what's been going on in Trumpsville, because things are moving apace, aren't they?
Yeah, kind of. We had it all came after the photo came out of him kissing Vladimir Putin's pool behind. It's very controversial, actually, at the moment. And we're going from lots of hot water.
Lots of hot water. Yeah, it's tricky, isn't it, for Trump? Do you think he can pull through? Because he seems like he's Teflon, isn't he? Just denies it and moves on.
Listen, I Democratic all the way, and I support my man 100%. He's doing us Democrats proud. And I got to say this one more thing, Katie, quick. What do you think about Trump?
Well, the sooner he dies of some sort of coronary or colonic obstruction, the better for the world. But until then, buckle yourself in, because it's going to be a bumpy ride.
Do you feel proud when he lands in his little plane?
No, nothing he does makes me feel proud or plowed. I do feel a little plowed, emotionally, metaphorically. Yes.
You like his little haircut?
Well, if he had any hair, I guess, but I don't think that's what you could call the stuff on his head.
Right. Katherine?
Yes?
I'm kind of scared of this gal.
You should be. You should be.
I feel like my masculinity is going to look a bit smaller.
Yeah, but you're loving it, aren't you?
I just like to say, yeah, I got a Twitter page.
You got a Twitter page? No. What's your Twitter page?
Chuck_Winkle.
What?
Chuck_Winkle.
Chuck_Winkle.
You going to follow me?
No.
Katie?
Probably not.
But enjoy it. It'll be fun. Especially if you're tweeting about Trump. That's where all the good stuff is.
It's only because I don't really believe you're genuinely from Salt Lake City, New York, Boston, or wherever you said.
I mean, I got a picture on there with an American flag. I mean, what do you want?
Proof.
Yeah. Well, I think that pretty much says it all.
Right.
Yeah. Bit awkward, Chuck.
Yeah.
But good luck with it. Excellent stuff. And bye.
The Late Night Alternative with Katherine Boyle. Speech radio with a difference. Talk Radio.
So, is life about following your destiny? Is it always going to end up one way? Something or someone has got a plan for you? Or is it just a series of events and you end up where you end up and you deal with it the best way you can? Well, I'd be really interested in hearing what you've got to say on that. 0344 499 1000. But as I was reading the papers online this evening, I happened across the story of someone I've been lucky enough to get on the phone. Her name is Sherry Lever. And, well, I'll tell you what, I'll let her tell her own story because, Sherry, you're writing a book about it, aren't you?
Yes, I am, yes.
Thank you.
I'm on the last chapter now.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Your story grabbed me for obvious reasons. And, I just wondered, so well, I'll tell you what, you tell the story. So you're basically, it starts when your marriage ends, doesn't it?
Okay, yeah. Well, it ended very acrimoniously. He left me with absolutely nothing and practically destitute. I thought I was going to lose the house, and I just was on the verge of being made redundant, so I was desperate to find a job. Well, I was 59, and obviously you can imagine there aren't many jobs going for 59-year-olds. So I was just browsing through the channels one night, and I came across a documentary on phone sex. So I thought, I'm sure I could give that a go. I spoke to my children and asked how they felt about it, and they were very supportive. So I started doing it. Not very successfully at first, but then I kind of got the hang of it, so much so that one day my daughter, I was telling her about a call, and she actually said, you should be writing it down. So I started a blog, which was quite successful because it's very humorous, and I like to think a lot of what I do is actually humorous. But I also found that a lot of calls, they were wanting domination.
Right.
And so it kind of went from there, really. People kept asking if they could come and book sessions. They thought I was a real dom. And I thought, I don't know, I'm being one. Why don't I just be one? So I started slowly. I worked my way up and to where I am now. And I actually am very good. I love what I do. And I don't have to claim any benefits. I'm happy. I'm happier than I've ever been, and life begins at 60.
Wow. So take me back to the moment where you thought, I'm going to have a crack at this phone sex thing. Can you remember the first call?
I do. Well, virtually, very vaguely, because I'd had about a bottle and a half of wine. It was going to be a glass, but unfortunately, my nerves got the better of me.
I can see how that can happen.
And, so the first call, I was a bit slurred, so I think he eventually slowly just put the phone down on me. So I decided to have a go the next night, and I had to do a lot of Googling. I remember one guy telling me he was into water sports, and I told him, I'd done a lot of jet skiing, and he said, are you being funny? And so I had to ask my daughter, what have I done wrong? So I really was a bit of an innocent.
Wow.
So I did a lot of Googling, and I bought a couple of books, and I kind of went from there, really.
Gosh. So by the end of I'm assuming you don't do the phone stuff anymore because you've moved on.
No, I don't do that anymore.
But by the end, I imagine you had quite a polished bit of patter going on. Did you find you were doing the same kind of conversation every time, or did you change it up?
No, actually, no, I wasn't. It was quite interesting. I would write a lot of them down because a lot of them were so hilarious. Hence the blog, because a lot of the blog I've put into my book as well. So the book is kind of about, it starts off as the phone sex thing, and then it kind of goes on to the dominatrix, and now I'm doing a documentary for Channel 5, so I'm also including that as the last part of the book.
My God, Sherry, look where your life has taken you without you aiming it that way.
All from the age of 60.
God. Do you ever think what yourself 10 years ago would think about what you're doing now?
I never believe it in a million years. If you saw pictures of me when I was married, I was a dowdy, mousy thing because I was downtrodden. He was a bully. He wasn't physically a bully, but he was mentally a bully. And so I kind of, I had no say, I had no confidence, and I'm totally different now. I don't need a man in my life. If I have a man in my life, it's because I want one.
Yeah.
I'm happy single.
Gosh. So it's a mercy he went and he called it in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the things that I found, one of the really good things that's come out of it is I went on first dates twice. And
I knew I recognised you from somewhere. I've seen that. You were awesome on there.
I started getting a lot of emails, but from females. And I got a lot of emails from females who were in my situation, who'd been dumped at the age of kind of coming on to 60 and were terrified, as I was, because I was in a state. There's no getting away from it. We were actually talking about it earlier, and my son said he actually thought I was going to die. And because I went right down to just under 7 stone, about 6.5 stone.
Oh,
and it was my daughter that brought it to me, and she actually did say it in words, I think you're going to die. And so I kind of picked myself up and thought how I'd been selfish. I've got kids. They hadn't, all I was thinking about was my own grief. And I never looked back.
It would have been totally forgivable of you to just disappear, wouldn't it? But something must have.
Yeah, but I think had I been just on my own, I wouldn't like to think what I'd do.
Yeah.
But I had family, and so I decided, I'm going to reinvent myself. And so all these emails I've been getting have been people in the same situation, ladies who have been left and think, my life's over. What am I going to do? And so I've tried to answer every one of them. There are quite a few new DOMs out there, actually. But there are also people out there who've got more confidence now because I've said to them, you don't need a man. You are, in your own right, a beautiful person. We all have beauty inside us, inside and out in some way. Mm-hmm. And get on with your life. Don't rely on a man. Just be happy and do what you want to do.
Doing what you do now, do you think it's helped you in some way kind of redress the balance after all those years of feeling like you weren't in control of your life? You said, you used the word that your husband was a bully. Well, now you're the one with all the power, and actually the men, your clients, want that. Absolutely. That's what they want from you.
Yeah, I think it's empowered me so that now nobody would ever treat me the way he treated me. If I have a man in this house and he's come to session with me, he belongs to me, he does as he's told, they're usually terrified of me, and rightly so, and that's half the kind of enthrallment for them, really.
Yeah.
The fact most of them have high-powered jobs, and I mean really high-powered jobs. They come in here and they want to just give over the reins to me and have me take control, and they do as I tell them.
Yeah, but they know it's a safe environment and there are going to be no repercussions, right?
Absolutely. They trust me 100%. They know that nothing will go any further. And I do ask for their kinks. I have a couple of lifestyles that come here and do as they're told, and they don't pay any tribute. They are just there when I need them. But when they come for sessions, I do kind of will say, well, give me your kinks. Because, and although some would say it's topping from the bottom, there's no point my doing something that I just want to do, because they won't come back. So it's got to be something they're interested in. So it's either CBT or dressing as a sissy maid, being used as a footstool, whatever, or a puppy, or whatever I want to do with them that I know is acceptable. And a lot of them, they just want to make me happy. And as long as I'm happy, they're happy.
Wonderful. And your house will be spotless, I imagine.
And my house is spotless. And also, like punishment, I am a sadist, which I didn't realise until later life. So my favourite things, I love to use my cane. I love CBT, any kind of corporal punishment. And as long as they have indicated that's what they're into, then that's what I'll do. But if they're not, then I won't do it.
When you're doing these things and you're kind of doing the role of, is it Mistress Sophia?
It's Mistress Sophia with an F, not a PH.
Right. Are you completely immersed in it, or are you thinking about what you're going to make for dinner and stuff?
Oh my God, no. It is. I am Mistress Sophia. I love role play, and so if I get a naughty schoolboy who wants a role play, I love doing it, and we'll do the whole I'm a headmistress. I have a mortar and a gown, and I'll put that on, and then we go through. He'll do lines. I'll put him in the corner, and then eventually it will culminate in a good caning. On the other side of it, the BDSM, then they'll come in, I'll be dressed in leather or whatever, high boots, whatever, and that we do different things. Foot worship, they lick my boots, they'll do whatever I want them to do. I'm in charge.
You've become hugely unshockable as well, is what I'm hearing from your voice.
Of course.
Yeah. Aren't human beings funny, what they're into?
Yes, I've learned a lot since I've been. Well, I mean, I was very naive, but since I've been doing this, I've got stronger and stronger, and I know this is my vocation. But also, I care about them. So I'm quite happy to give one a damn good caning and really hurt his bottom, but I do a lot of talking with them too. And if somebody comes in and I can see his heart hurts, that's different to his bottom hurting.
Yeah.
And I'm quite happy to sit and talk with him. So I'm a bit of a therapist in a way, in the fact that I've stopped people smoking in my own way. I punish them for different things they've done that they know. So I do real-time punishment, judicial punishment that will put them on the straight and narrow. I have somebody that's a gambler, and he's gambled all his life, and his gambling gets less because he comes to visit me. He gets a severe caning that puts him on the straight and narrow for a while.
Goodness me.
When he goes off the rails again, he comes back.
That's one way of getting round, isn't it? Sherry,
Exactly.
you're incredible. Thank you so much for talking to us tonight. Do you think, you say it's a vocation, do you think that, we've been talking a bit about destiny versus chance, do you think this is this is what the plan was for you, or do you just think you kind of rolled with it?
I think I kind of came across it by chance, but now I thank the Lord I did, because I can't see me doing anything else. And I hope I'm 67 now, and I hope when I'm 77, I'm still wielding that cane.
I hope you are too. Where can people?
I hope my book's a bestseller and it's a film,
well,
and everyone's going to love it.
I want to talk to you when that comes out. And also, can we plug your blog? Where can people read that?
Absolutely. It's Sophia's Dilemmas, and it's with an F, and it's all one word. Sophia's Dilemmas with a double M.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for talking to us, Sherry.
You're welcome.
It's been a real pleasure. Take care of yourself.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Experience the unconventional, the unpredictable, and the completely unorthodox. The Late Night Alternative with Katherine Boyle on Talk Radio.
Hi, Martin.
Hi, Kathy, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
I can just say before I play my record, my first time at singing a record on your radio station, I can just say to Nigel from Maidstone, I was in the same situation that he was about 2 years ago, about the bill situation,
Right.
My advice to Nigel is one thing, right? He's got to get on a payment plan, like his energy company, right, and his water company, and believe you me, right, there is, in their companies, there is, a lot of departments who people are on low incomes, right? And I negotiated my payment plan, right, and I'll be paying it for 2 years now, because I got thousands of pounds to protect myself, you know what I mean? And since then, right, you know what I mean, it's helped in two ways. I've managed to use how much energy I use, plus making regular payments without the worry of people coming around, banging your door and sticking them bleeding meters in, you know what I mean? So my advice on Nigel is definitely that, you know what I mean?
I'll tell him when he comes on, but the thing is with Nigel is that I think he only takes on a certain amount of information at any one time. Fortunately, there's more than one person looking out for him, and I've got to hope that they know what the full situation is with Nigel.
Well, I hope, if he's got any people helping him out, definitely, 100%, he's got to go on payment plans now with all the companies, his energy, water, blah, 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 because then he can work out his finances each week, you know what I mean, I have to do, when I went into the same situation with Nigel, and then it's a bit, then you feel a bit more relaxed, and not worrying all the bloody time, you know what I mean?
Nothing worse, especially at this time of the night.
Exactly, anyway, I'm going to try and sing a song, right, okay. Do you mind?
Of course I don't mind.
Right, it's called Golf Cobra.
Wow.
You heard of it? Is
this one of your own compositions, or is this...
No, I'm going to set up, the music in the background. I hope neighbours don't get upset, like Nalda says, you know what I mean? But it's called Golf Cobra by Limp Bizkit.
Oh, I know, I've heard of Limp Bizkit.
Would you ever go then?
Well, I wish you would.
Okay, let's get started.
Oh, blimey.
We got that easy tempo, ladies. Come on. Yo. Come on.
This is what my mum would call lads in a garage music. Wow. Yeah. He's going to go for it.
When I go down there,
they could throw on the boat. When they go around gangsters, let me get you in the
Is this really happening, or is someone spiked my brew?
Rolling, 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 gold cobra. Rolling, 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 golden cobra. Rolling, 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 golden cobra. Rolling, 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 head down. Let it go now. Let it hot go away. Let's rock it down the road. Get that good stuff over. Rolling, 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 golden cobra. Rolling, 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 golden cobra. Rolling, 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 golden cobra. Rolling, 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 golden cobra.
Oh, is it over? Please say it's over.
I can't believe it.
I can.
I can't believe it.
Still going.
We all made it here tonight. Yeah. See?
This world's crazy.
It's a crazy world.
But right here, right now, y'all, this is where it's at.
It's where it is right now.
Right here, right now.
Right here, right now.
If you got somebody giving you some problems,
If you got something you love,
stick up for yourself. Say something like this.
stick up for yourself, man.
Yeah, good advice.
Oh, yeah. What I'm telling you, there's only one thing on this hill. That's what I've been telling you. Oh, yeah.
This is what I'm telling you.
There's only one king on this hill.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. Rolling, 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 rolling. Oh, la, la, la. Rolling, rolling.
Someone will be trying to drift off to sleep at this point. There's no chance, is there?
Hey, baby. Yeah, get it on, brother. Rock and roll. That's it.
Do you feel better for that, Martin?
I felt fantastic now. Just
That's what counts. Thanks very much. 0344 499 1000. Well.
Experience the unconventional, the unpredictable, and the completely unorthodox. The Late Night Alternative with Katherine Boyle on Talk Radio.
Hey, Jessie.
Hello.
Hello. Thanks for ringing.
How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. What have you got for me?
It's so lovely, I tell you.
Oh, thanks.
You're special.
Well, yeah.
What I want to ring about is share my experience. I've been through a lot of domestic violence.
Okay.
And my little baby died as a result, so I want to pay tribute to Chloe.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's hard. It is. Really hard.
So how long ago did this happen?
10 years.
10 years.
My baby died, yeah.
Oh.
I had to move a long way away and everything, and I'm disabled. Just makes things so much harder, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, how are you now? How's your life now?
like, well, you never get over anything like that.
No.
But it is hard because I feel quite isolated because I'm wheelchair bound, bed bound. I have to be treated like a baby at home. I have to be bed washed. It's horrible. I hate it.
Oh, God. How old are you, Jessie, if you don't mind me asking?
42.
Right. God, you're a similar age to me.
I thought I was, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's horrible, you know, not having any control like that.
Have you always been disabled?
Yeah, but it got worse. I wasn't always have to be hoisted, but my health got worse quickly. I got muscular dystrophy.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's something that it degenerates, does it?
Yeah, it gets, and so I've not just got my disability pain to cope with. I've got the emotional pain of what I've been through. It's hard, it is.
Yeah. And I imagine as well, the way you're living means that you've got a lot of time to think about stuff.
Yeah, because I've got an electric wheelchair, but because I'm in so much pain all the time, I rarely get out, you know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you have people come round?
Just my carers.
Right. And how long have you been living? You're living a lot further away from where you were based before.
Yeah.
God, that's hard, Jessie.
Having to be in a refuge in a wheelchair.
Gosh.
It's one thing going through that, but it's another thing in a wheelchair, you know.
I know.
When I got here, they've never heard of disabled homeless.
Mm. So what's the situation now? Have you got your own place, or are you living with other people?
No, I've got a flat.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have any places for... You have to, only like if you're 60 above.
Right, yeah. I know.
And it's hard because I don't have any choice what carers I get, and it's hard.
Yeah, and how are they, your carers?
Mixture.
Yeah.
And it's hard because I have to have them, because I can't get to bed without them.
Right. But if there's a problem, who stands up for you? Because I imagine it's difficult.
No one, really.
Yeah.
No, it's hard. Plus I've got the extra emotion of what I've been through.
Yeah.
I've just had a personal ring made, memorial ring, in memory of her.
Oh, bless her.
Just in the process of being made.
Right. This is it, yeah. I can't imagine what you've gone through. The hardest thing.
Hell.
The hardest thing. And like you say, you'll never get over it.
Yeah.
But it's a weird thing, isn't it? I imagine you kind of start to get used to living with it.
Yeah, it's sort of, you just cope.
Mm.
And you and Ian are so lovely. I look forward to listening to you both.
Oh, thank you, Jessie. Do you know
and
what?
I've got an idea.
Go on.
Of how you can get more listeners.
Go on.
You know, you were saying the other day.
Yeah.
What about taking your show live to night spots?
Night spots?
Yeah, because you'll have all people that are in there already, and people that won't have heard of you.
Yeah.
Will get to know you.
Right. So what?
That'd be quite fun.
When you say night spots, what you mean, like clubs, pubs?
Pubs, clubs.
Oh my God, can you imagine? We get enough drunk people ringing up as it is.
Doing fun and games live. Be good.
Actually, that's not a bad shout, Jessie.
Yeah.
That's not a bad shout at all. Have you been listening for a long time? I don't think we've spoken before, have we?
We have.
Oh, have we?
I spoke a short while ago.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to hear your voice. I'm glad that we're keeping you company. And I'm sorry you've had such a crappy time.
You two are so lovely. You are.
Oh, well. We're not really. We're evil.
No, you're lovely.
Well,
bless you.
It's a pleasure talking to you, Jessie. And
Thank you for listening.
Oh, well, I'm sorry there's nothing I can say to make it better.
I know. It just helps to sometimes share, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know where to come.
Yeah. Bless you all.
Thanks very much, Jessie. Night-night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. God bless.
Bye. 0344 499 1000 if you want to give me a ring.
The Late Night Alternative with Katherine Boyle. You never know just where the conversation will take you.
On Talk Radio.
Hello, Pat and Clive.
Hi. Hiya.
What you doing? And how come I'm getting double teamed tonight?
Well, do you want to say, Clive?
Well, I've just picked up Pat from the open prison. He's been let out finally. The whole Alan Titmarsh thing has been swept under the carpet to some degree.
We can't talk about it, Clive.
I know his probation officer said that's all we can say, but
Right.
Alan's all right.
Yes, he didn't suffer much.
I saw he's got a new thing out called 50 Shades of Green. Would that be something that you would know about?
Not really. 50 Shades of what, Kath?
Green, not grey. I know.
Green finger, Kath? I don't know.
I hope so.
Kath, how are you? It's been a while.
It has been a while. I remember your dancing with Glee. Do you still...
I know. No, I wasn't allowed to dance in prison, Kath, because it used to turn the men on. So that had to stop. So, but what we wanted... Oh, go on, Clive. Clive wants to say something, because, you know, I don't want to take over.
Go on.
He still gets pen pal letters from the screws, don't you, Pat?
Yes. Well, listen, tell Kat why we're ringing.
Well, we're actually in a Days Inn, just outside of London, near Leicester.
Oh.
And we're gonna get the coach down.
Right, in about 20 minutes.
It's about 20 minutes. We're gonna get the coach down. We're gonna come into the studio.
Yeah.
And help you out, because you're a lady, you're only a lady, and there's all them buttons to press. And, with Ian not being here, I think you might get a bit confused. What do you think, Pat?
Do you want me to come down and twiddle the knobs, Kath?
I thought we'd had a conversation about that through, legal letters.
Oh, sorry, Kath.
Yeah.
So, you want us to come down?
Yeah.
We'll be there in about an hour and a half.
Do you know where we are?
No.
Yeah, it's LBC, Leicester Square.
Right, write that down.
Curly Cur. Yeah, Curly Cur.
Curly Cur.
Leicester Square. And say,
London town.
Yeah, and say, they know all about it, it's all fixed, just go wafting in.
I've made some garlic Scotch eggs. Would you like me to bring you some?
Beautiful.
Oh, how did you make those, Clive?
I bought some eggs.
Yes.
Some sausage meat.
Yes.
Some garlic.
Oh.
And then I rolled the eggs. I boiled the eggs.
Yeah.
Then I rolled them in the sausage meat.
Oh.
And then I broke up some digestive biscuits. Rolled the egg and the sausage meat in the digestive biscuits. And then inserted bulbs of garlic.
Did you see Mary Berry do this?
Fanny Craddock.
Fanny. Listen, Kath, I'm moving in with Clive.
Oh, that'll be nice, won't it?
So you can hear from us lot.
That'll be lovely. When did you make it official, you two?
Oh.
Well, we can't because the DWP will be on to us.
I'm very sad at the moment, Kath, because my mum left me when you remember when I was ringing up to audition for Annie and I was dancing and stuff?
Yeah.
After that, my mum took my life savings and went off to Nigeria.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she met the president's nephew online on an email, and he was going to give her $30 million.
Oh, that's romantic.
So, I know. We're still looking for her, though. The British consulate are quite desperate now.
Yeah.
I've had to move up with Clive, and now I'm out of prison. He very kindly has taken me in, Kath.
Yeah. But that'll be nice, because she wasn't massively supportive of your dreams, was she?
Not at all, Kath.
Theatrical dreams.
There's still another. I'm going to apply next year for Britain's Got Talent, and I've definitely got plate spinning that I'd like.
Memories.
Oh, can you stop this? My moment.
Oh.
Just shush. Kath, is this nice?
It's lovely.
You're doing a great job, by the way.
Thanks very much.
Considering, you know, Ian's not there to do most of it.
Yeah, and the ovaries and that get in the way.
Oh, yeah.
You've still got them then?
So far, so good. Last time I checked.
Excellent.
Still packing.
My problems haven't subsided.
Oh, no.
Is this your
big prolapse?
Oh, yes.
But now you've got someone who can punch it back up.
Oh, yeah. She's naughty, isn't she? Always has been.
Oh, she's naughty without Ian.
Clive got a prolapse anus when he was in Morrison's.
Oh, no. How inconvenient. Which aisle?
I made a big splash instead.
Hey, I've heard that if you, if your waters go in John Lewis, they give you vouchers. How did it work out in Morrison's?
Not very good. I'm barred out of 437 stores. The trouble was it was right next to the fish counter and I didn't notice for 3 hours.
What, they thought it was an eel?
Oh, Kath.
I know. Listen, while you're doing this, you're not coming over, so get in that cab or whatever you're doing. You're going to walk it. What are you going to do? Megabus?
We've got the coach coming.
I will ring you in about an hour and a half, Kath.
Brilliant. Can't wait to see you.
Okay, lots of love.
Bye. LBC, Leicester Square. Don't forget.
The Late Night Alternative with Katherine Boyle. You never know just where the conversation will take you.
On Talk Radio.
So from something disgusting to something delightful, we've got Pat and Clive on the line. Hey, Pat and Clive.
Hello, Kathy. How are you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. I'm glad I'm here at work and not clearing up sick from the bathroom. It sounds like a delightful picture at my house.
Oh, I love doing that.
You should see what Clive's bathroom looks like. Now I'm his official carer, Kath. I've seen some ungodly things that I can't talk about.
Yeah, well, it's side effects of medication.
Oh,
sorry.
I don't know which one of you gets the pride of Britain first for putting up with that.
Anyway,
do I get to get off of Carol Vorderman?
I think that's good. I think that's a given, isn't it?
Oh,
500 metres.
She's a given.
500 metres. 500 metres is the closest you can get to her.
Is it?
Yeah. He got another restraining order 2 weeks ago.
Well, listen, that's not what... Go on.
No, we're ringing about the competition, Kathy.
Oh, yeah?
And I think, is the answer, put piccalilli all over it?
Yes, he's right, isn't he, Kath?
Piccalilli, you say? Let's have a look. I'm afraid that's not the answer, but you're close.
That was my... sorry, the dog's getting excited because I'm jumping up and down.
Listen, Kath.
Yeah?
Can I have a dedication, please, for my mum in Nigeria? She's just texted me. She was with Prince Habib, and they would really like the music of Ski Sunday, because they like to, to it. So
yeah.
Have you got that, Kath?
Okay, when do you think it might be the best time to play it?
Well, now, Kath.
What, they'll be doing it now?
Well, yes, I've just got to send... I mean, they do it all the time. There's nothing else to do over there, Kath.
All right, hang on, let me look it up.
They've only got one cable.
Table or cable?
Cable.
Right.
And probably table.
Kath?
How's your mum getting on? She's happy?
Very. I would be too if I was with him. Kath?
Yeah?
One of the subjects you were talking about is about having a devil on your shoulder.
Yeah.
I once met Martin, and he was in the Red Devil, and he was once on my shoulder. Would you like to hear about it, or is it for another time?
I think I could probably make up the story in my own head, and it will be quite tame compared to what actually happened, and it will still be quite perverted.
Kathy?
Yeah?
I've got a story about finding some money in my account.
Oh, yeah?
That I can expect.
Well, tell her then. Don't dilly-dally.
I went to the post office and I spoke to Mary and I give her me note with me card, and it said, she came back and she said, there's £13 in there. Well, I was literally agog.
Yeah.
Because I only had £3 in, because I've been to HMV and got some spiritual song 7 inches. But then I realised it was my birthday the day before, and my mum had put £10 in my account
Oh.
So that's it.
But you don't get money from your mum anymore now she's living over there.
No, it's my mum that lives over there,
I know, so you won't be getting the tenner. She's got out anymore, has she?
No, she's giving it all to Habib.
My mum's dead.
What? Well, that's a terrible way to end this conversation, Clive.
Yeah, let's pretend it never happened. Should we play Ski Sunday again?
Yeah, let's do Ski Sunday. Me and Clive will do the Ski Sunday movement.
Do it.
Yeah, with the hand, Clive. Don't do that, Clive.
Late Night Iain Lee on talkRADIO.
But spoiler alert, it's not Iain Lee, it's just me. I'm Katherine Boyle. I'm usually here with Iain. Today I am solo, and I will be tomorrow as well. Ian's going to be back on Mondays, taking a bit of a break. Let's have a quick word with Stephen. Hey, Stephen.
Hey, Kat.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, I was just listening to an audio there, and my mum's passed 8 years now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I've listened to your and Ian's advice when you mention stuff like treat it as a little bonus, you know, when you're dreaming about you know, stuff that's going on in the past, you know, with your mother.
Yeah.
But God, I'm bloody starving. I've not got to go to the food bank till tomorrow.
Oh man.
And I don't get paid till Monday, and oh God, I think I'm starting to digest my stomach.
God.
You know, it's getting that bad. It's been about a day and a half.
Yeah.
I've never went that long with it. I love food.
When you go to the food, I know it's flipping miles away, but when you go, how much shopping do you get? Do you get enough for a week?
Well, it'll just be Monday, so it'll just be, 2 or 3 days.
Right. And then you've got to go again?
No, because I'll get paid on Monday.
Right, okay.
So it'll be packets of noodles and tins of soup, but I'll have to hike that. It'll probably be a couple of bags, maybe just a bag, 8 or 9 mile up the road, you know.
Oh, man.
But it's got to be done, you know. There's people in worse situations than I'm in.
Yeah,
you know?
but that doesn't mean that you're not in a bad state of affair. You're sounding really with it.
Compared to, I'd like to apologise, Kat. I remember...
You've got nothing to apologise for, Stephen.
I virtually, sexually assaulted you.
No, you didn't. Don't be daft. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
When I mentioned... what I meant was, you've got a really calming voice. That's all I meant, and I could hear, and I could hear Iain, and I could hear you, and I could hear you cringing. Honestly,
no.
I don't know if that was in my own head or not, but
it was. I thought it was funny. Honestly, I don't mind. And you've heard what people say to me. Flipping heck, I've had some outrageous things. But you know, it's all right. It's all right. You've got nothing to apologise for. I'm just really pleased to hear you sounding so with it. How do we get you through? How do we get you through the next however many hours? Are you going to bed now?
I might have a cup of coffee is a bad idea.
It probably is a bad idea.
Yeah.
And what time can you get in the food bank?
Between 2 and 4.
Oh, blimey, that's a long time, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is. Aye. But,
can I buy you a pizza or something?
Oh, you're joking, aren't you?
I'm not joking.
Oh, that would be something else. That would be.
What do you fancy? What do you not like, and what's your favourite?
Oh, pepperoni.
All right.
Pepperoni with loads of cheese.
All right. Okay. Let me let me try and sort that out. If I pass you back to Sam and he takes your address, I'll sort you out with something if I can. I'd really like to.
Can't you, that's saying?
Nah, I'm not. No, I'm not. I just like pizza. I'll pass you back, all right?
Right, okay.
Right, take care of yourself, Stephen.
Late Night with Katherine Boyle on Talk Radio.
Honestly, give me a ring. We can talk about anything you want to. 0344 499 1000. Here's Sean. Hi, Sean.
How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. You sound a bit far away from your phone.
No, I was just then. I just picked it. I was on the headphones, but my headphones don't bloody work.
All
so
right.
I had to quickly unplug them. Were you on the phone the other night with Iain Lee when I called in?
I was in the studio the other night.
When I called in, I'm Sean that called in and had the horrible argument with Iain, and then we ended up talking about porridge. And
yeah, and do you know what, Sean? That was beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much. And, I felt the same, and you followed me on Twitter. I won't say my name on Twitter. I'm not on my own name, but there is a reason for that, because I'm on for the sake of, for my business. And
Can I ask you about that? I've not looked at your account. I don't know. Do you just tweet business stuff from that account?
No, I use Twitter because I'm a currency and commodity trader.
Right.
Okay. So I use Twitter as a curated news feed. So if there's any news about, what Twitter's like, if anything happens, sadly, I think it was Saturday night, I happened to be on Twitter, and I saw the thing about Caroline dying, and a thing came up, it said, newsflash, Caroline, I can't remember her second name now, I'm nervous, I'm on the radio, died, and I looked at the time thing on it, and it was like 1 minute that I got that thing.
Yeah.
And I sometimes go and do my work in a Starbucks. Because I'm a trader, I can work at home on my own, and you just sit there on your own watching the screens, watching the market. So very often I'll go and sit in a Starbucks in Brighton.
Yeah, you're preaching to the choir there, because sometimes I'll make the podcast and I'll think, I'm not going to sit looking at these four walls again today. Let's go out.
Exactly.
I'll look at different four walls.
Exactly. And I have a lovely situation in Starbucks, because I have, Korean students come and sit near me, a couple of old boys, one, in fact, that has just had a heart attack. I haven't seen him for a week, and he turned up today, and he's safe, thank God. And I was in Starbucks, actually, on Saturday afternoon, because I had a document to write while the markets were closed, and it was about 5 o'clock, and I went outside to smoke a cigarette, and I came back in, and I looked at my laptop and I saw bump Caroline had died.
Yeah.
And I said to a couple of the staff, do you know who she is? They said, yeah. And I said, she's just died. And everybody in the place just suddenly got on their phones and looked at it,
Yeah.
And so that's my use of Twitter. I look at it because if the oil market changes, if something happens in the gold market, if something happens in, commodity exchange, it comes in just like that did.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I use it. And I make comments, and, I'm not a big global warming fan, so sometimes I'll talk about that and I'll get attacked. And
right, and do you do that from your work account?
Yes, I do, based on instinct. But I think you followed me the other day, and there's a picture of me on there, Rolling Stones concert. I've got my own photograph on there.
No, it wasn't me that followed you. I don't follow many people, but I get it. I get it. And you're not unusual in that people, who are one-man businesses or one-woman businesses will, have an account that's a bit of everything.
Yeah, and after the other day, after I had that conversation with Iain, I followed him, and then somebody followed me, which I thought was the girl that was in the studio with him on that day, which I thought was you.
Well, it was, but it wasn't. I am that woman, but I'm not that Twitter person.
All right, fine. Well, I promise I won't let you down. But your monologue at the start, and I know you're nervous in there, doing the show.
I'm not nervous. I wanted to be really careful about what I said.
It was brilliant. What you've just said absolutely caught the zeitgeist, And the reason I phoned into Ian the other night, and we went through that horrible, difficult situation and ended up being friends, was that what I wanted to call in actually to say, and Ian kept doing that thing, talking over me, going, I love you, I love you, I love you, and I kept, and I sort of said F off and put the phone down and phoned back in, and we went through this whole drama. And what I was actually trying to say when I called in that night was to say, we're living in a world at the moment where we're all divided. I'll give you an example. My son, Eli, is 18 years old. When he was 3 months old, my ex-wife, sadly, his mother, was out shopping one day, and I had a business in Bermuda at the time, a currency trading business in Bermuda. And I was on the line to my head trader there, and we were talking about the business. He said to me, I've got to go. He said, an aeroplane has just crashed into the World Trade Center. And I said, oh, Jesus, I'll go downstairs and look. And those 2 planes crashed into the World Trade Center. And since that day, we've been through 2 horrible wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. Then after that was over, we went through the David Cameron austerity. Then after that was over, we went through the Brexit thing. And now we're in a situation where we've got the coronavirus. And none of us are getting a rest. And, the media, what I actually called in to say to you the other night was, we've got a media now where, all they talk about is racism and climate change. And we're all divided. And none of us are loving each other. And that's the big thing here now. We've Brexited and...
well, not quite. Let me interject just for a second, if I might, Sean, because I actually thought that phone call was really interesting. And especially hearing now the angle that you think you came in at, from my perspective, it was a bit like Twitter. When someone jumps in and you came in and you, if I remember rightly, you called Ian a lunatic and said that he was surprised he still had a job. And what I would suggest is that point you made just then, completely reasonable, and you would have got a completely different reaction. But I think sometimes you start the people, and I'm not saying you in particular, it happens on this show now and again, not often, because actually that thing you're talking about where the media is always whipping people up, we don't do on this show. We actually try not to do that at all.
Ian did do it to me the other night because...
Well, hang on a second. But if you'd have come in the way you came in to me, you would have had a completely different experience. And do you know what? We don't need to go over the whys and the wherefores, because actually the way it turned out was the way it could have been all the way through.
But Ian didn't let me, and I'm quite worried about it actually, because Ian did to me the other night something which is classic narcissism. He didn't let me speak. He projected onto me.
Are you going to start slagging my best friend off now?
No.
Well, please don't, Sean, because we were on such good footing.
Let me tell you something right now. He's my best friend as well, because I really care about him.
Wow.
And if he's your best friend, I don't think he's right. And we can have another conversation about that. But what I'm
Tell you what, have a conversation with him about that when he comes back.
I will do.
I'm not his carer.
What I phoned in about tonight is, we are in a real mess in society at the moment. We just need to just love each other. Nobody needs to be divided over race. Nobody needs to be divided over sexism and all of that sort of stuff. I live in Brighton, which is one of the most, as I'm sure you probably know, which is one of the most diverse cities in the world. We all walk around here, there are blacks, there are gays, there are transvestites, we all get on, we all sit in cafes together, but we're all being kind of stretched like spaghetti and divided, and, we're all being told to look at each other with untrusting eyes. And what you...
Yeah, but your reaction is on you, Sean. Whoever's saying that, and they're not saying that to me, your reaction is on you. So you can join in with that, or you can choose to not.
No, I'm fully joining in with it.
What, with the stretching?
No, with the togetherness.
Okay.
But, I want everybody to be together. But, you talk to gay guys, suddenly they're finding an insult. You speak to lesbian women, suddenly they're finding an insult.
How are you insulting them?
Huh?
How are you insulting them?
Just talking normally.
Well, maybe you should do more listening and less talking.
Well, no,
because they'll tell you what's upsetting them if you listen.
Well, you're doing to me what they're doing to me.
What, trying to help you?
No, you're trying to niggle me.
Oh, I see. That's what it is it?
Well, it is. Why wouldn't you listen to me without, saying what you're saying?
I am listening to you, probably more carefully than you realise.
And my biggest point the other night, my main point the other night, was that, when I said about the Blockbuster moment, which you all laughed about and everything, and I'm sure you've looked into that after.
No, we haven't.
Well, it's shame on you.
Oh, listen, Sean, we come on and have a conversation. Don't come and give us a lecture. I would really like to have a chat with you, and I'd like to have a chat with you about something that is not going to upset you. But I'm not going to let you...
I'm not upset at all.
Good, all right.
You're getting upset.
Oh, I'm not upset at all. I've been doing this for 20-odd years, Sean. I've had more conversations that have been more pressing than this.
Well, I've been doing this for 40 years.
What, talking nonsense?
There you go again, you see.
Bye, Sean. Oh, well.
Late Night with Katherine Boyle on Talk Radio.
David Babcock.
Hello, Kathleen.
Hello, David. How are you?
I'm just taking you off. Hang on 1 second, please.
Okay. Oh, you've reminded me I've not talked about the man called Chicken.
Was that aimed at me personally?
Well, no, but I know it's one of your keywords in your Google searches. Nando's staff bewildered by a man called Mr. Chicken. Have you heard this one?
I don't believe it.
His name is Mr. Chicken. This is something you should look into because Babcock, I mean, you're halfway there, but why don't you call yourself Mr. Chicken? Last Thursday, Stephen Chicken, real name, headed out for a meal at a branch of Nando's in West Yorkshire. The restaurant was pretty busy, so he added his name to the waiting list and hung about until a waiter was able to seat him. But when the time came for his name to be called, things got a bit awkward. A member of staff from the popular chicken chain took one look at the waiting list and assumed Stephen's name must have been some kind of prank being played on him by a colleague. So instead of seating him, they skipped right over his name on the list and went to help someone else. Unfortunately for them, Stephen's a reporter. Stephen, a reporter for Examiner Live. Examiner? Is it not Examiner? Examiner Live, yep, misspelling. This is the thing about flipping online journalism. Examiner Live said he tweeted about the hilarious incident and his post quickly went viral. Obviously not in your neck of the woods, David Babcock. He wrote...
I've never heard of that.
Of Mr. Stephen Chicken. The waiter in Nando's just skipped our name on the waiting list for a table because she thought it was a joke. I mean, that's basically what we've just heard. More than 134,000 people liked his post with 11,000 retweeting it. He later added that they soon got the mess straightened out and there were no hard feelings, so it was fuss about nothing. But then Burger King see his tweet and they tweeted back, change your name to Whopper and dinner's on us.
Oh, God. Don't you just hate commercialism? Well, you can't talk. You work for a bloody commercial radio station.
Exactly, so I love it. It feeds my children.
Yeah.
And my
It's
cat.
a sensitive one.
Go on.
Sorry, well, I've got to ring in tonight.
All right. Yoghurt. Put some yoghurt on it.
You are better than this.
I'm not. I'm really not. This is a mistake you're making with me.
No.
Everyone thinks I'm good cop, and I'm really not. I'm probably worse cop.
Right. Please, right. Just for a second, right, pretend that I'm one of your kinder.
My what?
One of your kinder.
My what?
Kinder. It's German for children or something.
Right, okay. Well, I haven't got any German children, but I can imagine it. Go on. Continue with the story.
Right. You're worse than bloody Ian.
Thank you.
Right. I wanted to ring in because I am getting to that age, Kathleen.
Yes.
Where I don't want to be alone forever.
No, it does.
But I don't have what the ladies would call flirting.
Right, you got no game.
I've not got the game. So
do you want to try some stuff out?
Well, no, because it's embarrassing, isn't it? You can imagine what I'm going to come out with.
Well,
but what, on you or?
Yeah, go on then. But I'll call myself something else, and we can pretend this isn't happening, and then afterwards we'll never speak of it again.
Okay, then.
Call me Shakira. I'll be Shakira. Shakira.
Don't do the voices.
Why?
No, please. Right.
Okay, go on.
And you'll give me tips afterwards?
Give you what now?
Some tips.
Tips?
Tips, some kind of advice and things?
Oh, yeah. Of course I will. Crack on.
Right. Right. So, what, we're just walked into a pub and you're there? Or?
Yeah, Shakira's there. It's from the Hips Don't Lie era. She's wearing, she's a bit muddy because she's been doing that thing where she's crawling underneath the wild horses, which I thought was always quite dangerous. But after that, she was gasping for a pint, so she's in the pub now. Go.
Shakira, what a lovely voice you have.
Thank you!
No, I don't want to do... Can we just do it with Kathleen? I don't want to do it with Shakira.
I know you want to do it with Kathleen, but Kathleen doesn't want to do it with you. Well, go on then. Go on.
No, I'm getting a head rush. Right.
That happens.
Oh, God. Take a bar of soap in your mouth. That's not me
flipping it.
No.
At least buy me a drink first.
Come on, Kathleen.
Oh, hang on a minute. Let's set the scene. Where are we now? Let's be somewhere else. Let's be on the bus. Shall we be on the bus? Right, because that apparently is a romantic place to be. Let me find some bus sound effects. Just so we can pretend this is happening to someone else. Right, here we go.
I know you wouldn't take this seriously.
I'm taking it deadly seriously. I wish you would. Hang on. Just a moment, because there's some mayhem going on. That's not a bus. That's some sort of firework action.
Right.
12 hours of a bus sound effect. All right, you got 12 hours.
Oh, I don't need that long. Are we on? Are we on the bus?
Yes.
I can't hear it.
Single to the town centre, please, driver. Thank you so much.
Right. I
I'll
hear
sit next to this weird chap.
No. Hey. You just said that you're single?
Well, I'm only going one way.
Right. Can I inhale the gases from your exhaust pipe?
Oh dear! Now! Can I give you some constructive criticism?
Some what?
Constructive criticism.
Yeah, go ahead.
No mention of exhaust pipes on the first date, okay?
I thought we were doing banter.
Yeah, but exhaust pipes is private.
I didn't mean your bum.
Well, it sounds like it. Avoid exhaust pipe chat. Carry on.
We're still on the bus? Right. I can't help but notice that you've got a bit of a facial twitch.
Yes, it's nerves.
Don't be nervous, my sweet angel. Would you like maybe some kisses?
Oh, you're very forward. I don't even know your name.
The name's Babcock. David Babcock.
Oh, I've heard tell of you. You're the chicken sexer.
No, get seen. Got.
What? What's wrong with that? Listen, in the modern day, they can Facebook you within seconds. She will have done her research.
But I don't have sex with chickens.
But you sex them?
No, I encourage them to give birth to eggs. Right.
Oh, you puggle them? You free their egg ways?
Excuse me?
Isn't that what you do?
I'm not up there with a pipe cleaner.
My mistake. Carry on.
One more try. All right. Kathleen. Right. Oh God, because then I know your name and I sound creepy.
Yeah. How do you know my name? Have you been looking on my profiles?
No. Are you ready?
Have you been looking up my socials?
Excuse me. Is the beautiful lady at the back?
What, me?
Yes, you with the
face.
Interesting face.
I thought you'd never notice.
Would you want to maybe come and have a dinner with me? Because I'm feeling real romantic right now.
Oh, I'm always up for romance. What kind of dinner are we talking?
You sound like a hussy. Stop being a hussy.
Well, you're treating me like a hussy. I'm going to act that way.
Not. Oh, God,
is there pie involved?
Vampire?
Pie.
I'm not having any pie with you.
Well, you're the one that asked me out. I want a pie.
No, go away. Driver, please pull over. This woman's harassing me.
This is why you're single, David. You've got to live a little. If a woman's asking for pie on a bus, seize the opportunity.
I think the reason I'm single is because of my mutated genitalia.
Oh, my God.
I'd heard that rumour. I didn't realise it was true.
I didn't want to say when Ian's on. You won't tell him, will you?
No, of course I won't. I won't say Dickie Bird. Dickie Bird.
He looks a bit like a bird.
Well, I've heard of budgie smugglers, but that's taking it to the nth degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to go to bed now.
I think you should. But nice try, David Babcock. Nice try.
You've done a lovely show, Kathleen. Well done.
Thank you.
Good night.
You put the phone down first.
Okay, bye.
Oh. He's no good at this at all. This is why he's single.
Late Night with Katherine Boyle on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000's the number to ring. Hi, Kai.
Hello, Katherine.
Hello. How are you keeping?
Not really good. I kind of wanted to ask you a question, if that's all right. Like, tell you a story behind it and see what your view is on it.
Go on.
Basically, because I'm a part of the LGBT community, I class as gay. I've got a friend who we go to events. Because I'm going to put it bluntly, I'm a kinky guy, if you see what I mean.
All right, so we're talking events.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure how much I can say on here or not, I don't know.
Go on, say it.
Kind of like bondage and stuff.
All right. Bondage and stuff's fine after 10 p.m, I think.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I didn't know how much I could say, but it's stuff like that.
All right.
And basically, my friend had a bad past. Basically, he was an ex-sex offender. He was put on the list.
Oh, blimey.
And basically, I find it a bit unfair. Basically, the police were pretending to be 14-year-old online. He did say stuff, but I don't know how to put it. Like, do you see what I mean? Like, he's never met them, but because what he said online, it got him into trouble. Do you see what I mean? Like,
yeah, okay.
I'm not on his side. And basically, anyway...
the thing is, it could have been a 14-year-old. He didn't know that, did he?
No. Like I said, I'm not on his side, but at the same time, I know people can change, if you see what I mean.
Okay.
And basically, someone's dug up his past and admitted it to all these events. And now I feel a bit bad for him because they're judging him, if you see what I mean, from his past.
Right.
And I just wanted to ask, and maybe people listening could say their bit as well, do you think people can change? Because he seemed like a nice guy. He told me, he opened up to me, and yeah, I agreed with him, he can change, and there's been no warning signs since. Do you see what I mean? Like,
yeah. How long ago was it that it happened?
While he was younger, because he's like in his 50s, 60s now.
Right.
Like, and so it was when he was younger, do you see what I mean?
How much younger, though?
I think it was at least, 6 years, if not more.
Yeah.
Like, if it was recent, I could understand why people were judging him. Do you see what I mean? Like, if it was, a year ago.
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
From.
I do know what you mean. So what happened with this case? Did he get prosecuted and put away?
Basically, he got I think the word's rehabilitated. I can't pronounce it properly.
Rehabilitated. So
yeah, and basically they said with his new life, he should live in harmony and everything. But whoever's leaked it is basically wrecking it.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But he's
sorry, carry on. Sorry.
No, sorry, Kai, you carry on.
Like, I know people are going to judge, but it shouldn't really affect him going to events. Do you see what I mean? Like I said, it was the past.
This is an event for adults, right?
It is 18 plus, but basically because people run it, of course. I spoke to the people who run it, and they said that because I think there must be people with special needs, I assume, who go, because I have autism as well, so I can understand. And they're saying it's their responsibility. Do you see what I mean?
I see what you mean. I think that for people, once they know that this information is out there, they'll be thinking about his welfare as well as everybody else's, because you don't want him getting beaten up because he goes to one of these parties, do you?
Yeah, and I'm kind of annoyed because he's saying I don't think we can be friends anymore because it's going to be out there and it's going to spread around. He's just basically thinking about
your reputation.
Safety. Yeah. Because, like I said, people can judge, and I don't know, I just find it unfair. Like I said, it's past and he hasn't done anything since.
Well, your relationship with him is down to you. How old are you, Kai?
I'm 18. And, like, he's a good friend, because, like, if I'm honest, I've been depressed. I still am, but he's understood me and he's fought my corner, because sometimes at these events, they say they're inclusive, but they're not, because, like, do you see what I mean? Like, sometimes people with autism need a bit more. Do you see what I mean? Like, I don't know how to put it.
Yeah, so that you need to. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. People with autism will have sort of needs that other people might not think twice about, in terms of knowing what's going to happen, feeling in control of the situation, not having any, I guess, too many surprises.
Yeah, and because sometimes I'm not good socially, they don't keep that in mind, and my friend fought for me for that, if you see what I mean.
Yeah. Do you think that you would be capable of going on your own?
I think I will, just because there's group chats to do with the events as well. There's one person who specifically bullies me, and that's why he fights my corner, because they say they're inclusive, and because he doesn't specifically attack you and call you names, he gets away with it. Do you see what I mean? It's on the borderline of, like, attacking, if you see what I mean.
All in all, Kai, it sounds like it's not the best environment for you anymore.
That's just the group chat. When I actually go, it's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, but...
Do you have to be involved in the group chat, Kai?
Yeah, I'm like... My friend fights on my side, and it's literally just that one person. So I sometimes do lose my temper, but the admins don't really do anything. So yeah, it's just like one of them things, and I don't really want to miss out just because of one person. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I can kind of see why people don't want to... I can see why people have got a problem with your friend. And fair or unfair, once people get that information, it's hard to forget. I kind of feel for him as well, because he's done his time and he's not hanging around out, with kids. And what's he supposed to do?
Yeah.
It's a really tricky one. Your relationship with him is your own business, so whether you want to stay friends with him is your business, and I get the feeling that no one's going to be able to tell you how to behave around him anyway.
Like, I don't know, like I said, I kind of want to be friends with him, but he's saying he doesn't because in case I get in risk of whatever, because, like I said, people judge.
Association.
Yeah, association.
Oh, man. It's a really tricky one, Kai. Have you got any other friends that go there?
Yeah, but they don't really understand me, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, I'm quite a loner. That's a way of, yeah.
And do you think it would be fair to say that, as part of the autism means that you're used to going with him now, so it would be tricky for you to change your habit?
It's not just that as well. It's just like he understood me the most, because like most of my life, I believe, well, people never really understood me because of my autism, etc. So, and he has it himself, but he's more mature, if you see what I mean. He's older, so he understands it more. So they say, yeah, like I have been to events by myself, but at the same time, the bond, yeah.
I know what you mean. All right. It's not an easy one, this, Kai. It's not an easy one at all, because I can see all sides of it.
Yeah, and he was, like I said when I called in yesterday, you know how I was 12 days sober?
Yeah.
He helped me with that as well.
Yeah.
So I used to drink to forget about my troubles, and then, yeah, it caused more trouble.
Yeah, I know. But the other thing is that obviously he's being made to feel uncomfortable about going to this place now. That's probably why he doesn't want to go.
Yeah. And it's just annoying, like I said, because now the people for that event knows everyone else for the other events, so they're like telling them.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Have you, how much can you talk to, I mean, it sounds like you've got quite a close relationship. You've told him all this, I take it?
Yeah, majority. He's just out and about at the moment. He's driving, so of course he can't text. He said he'll ring me back when he's back home.
Oh, right, so this is just tonight that you've had this bombshell, that you won't be...
Well, yesterday. It started yesterday, and it's still carrying on today.
All right, well, here's the thing.
I feel really sorry for him, so it's getting me down as well.
Well, don't, because this is the thing, right? If you want to help someone else, you can't go under. So make sure you look after yourself, because whatever happens, you've got to be able to carry on. Yeah. And in order to help him, you've got to stay keep your head in the game.
Yeah, I did tell him, like, I know I've got my own problems and I know you helped me with that, but I'm going to try and be the best for you as I can.
Yeah. Do you know what I would do? I would give it a bit of space. Let him have his moment, let him calm down, because it's very emotional at the moment. And he's had a shock that now everybody knows, and he's having to rethink everything. Let things calm down, and you may find that that it's not quite as drastic as it seems.
Yeah. Thank you for letting me chat about it.
That's all right, Kai. Thanks for talking to me about it. I'm sorry that I can't come up with an easy fix-all, but
no,
I kind of get it. It's human nature. When people find out about stuff like that, of course they get defensive.
Yeah.
But then, if he's done his time and he's not going anywhere near kids, what's he supposed to do?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Let things calm down a bit, Kai, and I think you're doing the right thing by just saying that you're there and that you're not going anywhere. Let him come round himself.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, no problem. Nice to speak to you. Thanks very much, Kai. 0344 499 1000. I mean, anyone who's got any insight into that, I don't know, what can you say?
Late Night with Katherine Boyle on Talk Radio.
Kai's back on the phone. Hey, Kai.
Hello, Catherine.
Hey.
I just wanted to clear a few things up.
Good.
I've known him since I was 18, not under.
Okay.
Basically, back to this kink thing. The people are going to think it's weird, but have you ever heard of a thing called put play before?
Yes, I have heard of put play, right? So you dress up as dogs?
That's how I met him through that.
Right, okay. Now, can I ask honestly, if I ask a question you don't want to answer, it's the usual rules, like with Ian, you can tell me to jog on, Kai. But have you been in a sexual situation with this guy?
Yeah, I have. Okay. Sorry, I'm not sure if you can hear the background. I'll switch off quickly, sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I just want to make sure that we get this clear. And I hope you don't mind us all talking about this. It's such a tricky one. And you asked me for advice, and I just, it caught me on the hop a little bit. And I want to do right by you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what are you minded to do at the moment?
What do you mean, sorry, like?
So you obviously want to carry on the way things have been?
Yeah.
Does anything that people are saying online at the moment ring true with you?
Probably, like, because I've been listening after I rang. Do you mean like them? Sorry.
Yeah, they're worried that he's maybe manipulating you.
No, it's all been consensual with me.
Yeah.
Like, if there's something I didn't like, I would say, and he would stop.
Sure.
Do you see what I mean? Like.
Sure. And you don't feel like he's much older than you. You don't feel it's a bit odd, a 60-year-old man being interested in an 18-year-old, especially given this history now of trying to contact a 14-year-old. I mean, in the event, he was an undercover police officer, but it could have been a 14-year-old.
Well, I don't know. That's what I'm just confused about. Cause
yeah.
If I'm honest, he told me a while back about it, and if I'm honest, I forgot about it till all this was brought up, because he has changed. Do you see what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's literally been in the back of my mind. Do you see what I mean? Like,
yeah, I do.
Like, he's nice. He has changed, and if anything, I'm trying to think of the word, alarm bells rang, I would tell someone. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
If there's been any hint that he has been doing it again,
yeah,
I would tell someone. Do you see what I mean? Like, but from my view, that hasn't been.
You don't see that you're very young for him?
I don't know. He's been there more. I don't know. In the gay community, you kind of, I don't know how to put it. Like, it's very sex orientated in the gay community. Especially as a young person like me.
Right.
Well, any age, to be honest, not just young. Like, he has been there for me, and it's very rare we have sex, if I'm honest.
Right.
Yeah, it's very rare we have that.
It's more of a sort of companionship thing and him keeping an eye on you.
Yeah, with the pup stuff, you kind of, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, Can I just explain it to people who are listening who might not know what the pup stuff is?
Of course you can.
That's all right.
Of course you can.
Basically, it's like a kink thing. It's for straight people as well, not just gay. And basically, one pretends to be a dog. You can get dog hoods and harnesses and stuff like that. And the other is like a handler where they leash you and look after you. This guy who was on about is my alpha, so he gives me advice. I don't have to listen if I don't want to.
Right.
And he's helped me with stuff like that, like with my drinking, for example. I've been 13 days sober now.
Right.
And like all my life, there's no one who understood me, but he has, because he has autism himself.
Right, okay.
So he can relate to how I'm feeling. Do you see what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And he's been in the LGBT community much longer than me, so he knows the struggle.
Right.
Do you see what I mean? Like,
I got you.
There's loads of different struggles. Like, there was recently a news article, hopefully I can say, on BBC. I hope that's all right saying.
Of course it is. It's fine, yeah.
And, like, one of the struggles is having to look a certain way. Like, for me, I'm skinny. If I'm honest, I kind of feel pressured to be muscly, because that's the gay look, if you see what I mean, like.
Mm.
And he's kind of helped me to... He's kind of... Because he's been in it so long, he's kind of helped me to say, like, no, you don't have to look like that. You should be comfortable in your own body.
Okay.
Yeah, so it has helped me.
I'm just wondering how much your autism affects your everyday life. I mean, do you have a job? Have you got a lot of other friends, or?
I'm a loner, if I'm honest, so yeah, it's helped me.
Right.
Yeah.
And do you work?
No, I'm at college.
Oh, right, you're at college.
So I kind of just keep to myself there, because I don't really...
And what's...
Yeah, people use gay slurs and stuff like that there, and the teachers don't really say anything, so I just keep to myself.
Wow, okay. Okay.
But that's a different matter. But
yeah. And what's the plan for you? What do you want to do with the rest of your life?
I want to be in my spare time I do radio presenting. I want to be I do it voluntary, but I'm hoping to get onto a big station soon.
Yeah. And what are you studying, if you don't mind me asking?
Photography. Funny enough, there's not really a radio-specific course.
No,
so
it doesn't matter.
I like photography.
You look at...
I DJ in my spare time.
Yeah, you look at the people that I work with, very few of them actually got trained as a radio presenter. It's all about being an interesting person. And obviously having a different interest is always helpful.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to get my DJing out there, and then once I'm a bit more well-known, build a package. So, like, for this much you can get DJing and photography, or you could just pick one and another.
Oh, that's good, yeah. You can get the whole monopoly on it.
Yeah.
Let me be honest with you, Kai, and I don't know if you've heard what I've been saying, is I get that this is a really special relationship to you, but I'm a bit concerned that the power isn't equal.
No, I think it is, personally. Like I said, if something wasn't right, I'd let him know and he would stop.
Okay.
Do you see where I'm coming from at the same time?
I do.
Like, he always says if...
But he's worried that you're going to get tarnished, isn't he?
Yeah, he said he's trying to change people's views, but it's not over yet. It could change people's views still, but it's a bit early knowing, because it's only started yesterday. Do you see what I mean?
All right.
People's view could... Do you see what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You could go next to the next person, and then... Do you see what I mean? Like,
all right.
Get out of control, but...
Here's what I think.
At the moment.
Here's what I think. Keep talking to me, keep ringing us. If there's anything that worries you, ring us up and we can talk about it. You can be honest with us, and we won't judge you.
Yeah, thank you. It has been, like I said, I haven't really listened much, but now it's nice to speak to someone, like you said, to another caller.
Yeah.
A distant.
We might get some other people ringing in with their views, and if they, if they're saying anything that rings a bell for you, feel free to ring up. I don't want to be talking about you and you feel you can't join in. This is...
thank you.
I think this is about people wanting to look out for you, Kai.
Well, what did you say, sorry?
Sorry, I think this is about people wanting to look out for you. So what did you say? Sorry, I was talking over you.
It's kind of nice to hear other people's views.
All right.
I'm not going to lie, I don't agree with them all, but it's nice to hear it from another perspective.
And the thing is, you won't agree with them all, but it's just ideas to... while you're in this situation where it feels like your head is spinning, it's just maybe a different way of looking at things. But
yeah.
I think the important thing is that that you've got nothing to be ashamed of and you can always talk to us.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. You look after yourself, won't you? And if any if any alarm bells ring in the future with what's going on in your in your life and this particular friendship, then listen to your gut. If you get that feeling that it's if it's not right, you'll know. All right, Kai.
Thank you.
All right, you take care of yourself. I'm going to have a quick word with Andy in a second.
Late Night with Katherine Boyle on Talk Radio.
Little treat now for fans of my previous life. You may remember that before my radio husband Ian Lee, I mean, it's a very strained relationship, but we're just about clinging on. I was with a gentleman called Ronnie Barbour, and I'm about to get back with him now that my husband is out of town, so to speak. Hello, Ronnie Barbour.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's a really good setup, isn't it? That's great, yeah. Ian's out of town. Why don't you come on the show tonight, Ronnie? That's going to be so much better. I mean, you've made me angry. You've made me angry the first half hour of this programme right now. Two things. Well, first, actually, Smarties. I get Smarties stuck up my nose for this one.
And how did that happen?
I put them up. I just put them up there. I didn't have a really particularly big nose, but my mum noticed my nose was kind of, I was kind of nasally. And I sneezed and 3 Smarties, and by the way, 3 Smarties of different colours came hanging down my nose.
Wow. Were they all up the same nostril, or did you spread them out?
No, there's only 2 nostrils, Catherine. Here we go again. How many times have we talked about your psychological and biology? You're rubbish. You're great at English, so that. The biology stuff, when we were a thing, when we were an item,
yeah, it was always a problem.
It was 2 in 1, 2 command, and they're all different colours, which is...
Gosh.
I
mean, nowadays, that would get you on Britain's Got Talent. You were before your time.
I could have done that. I could have sold it for 500 quid in these programmes where you film people doing stuff, and but I was written up in the Lancet and everything. It was written up in the Lancet, but I don't talk about that. Another thing I want to talk about tonight about you is you've been talking about Stevie Nicks. Yeah, go with it. But one of the women that we've talked about before who made a big impression was Mrs. Mills.
Oh, yeah. Mrs. Mills.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was wonderful. I don't know whether I don't know whether she had quite as much of a publicised struggle with marching powder, but I wouldn't be surprised. It might explain some of the...
Everybody has to have the same problem as you had. I admit you never had, ever, Catherine.
No.
But, they don't have to have that problem to get anywhere in the show business.
No, it's true. It's true. And Mrs. Mills was wonderful. That was always the act, wasn't it? She never did a sort of... Mrs. Mills is the one I'm thinking of that was on the sort of party albums, right? That used to play the piano and do the singing.
Yeah, Bobby Crush in a Dress. Yeah. And she entertained us for hours and hours. Usually just a 3-minute piece, but it was brilliant. But she turned piano playing into piano playing, really. She was just fantastic. Another thing I was pleased to hear, which I haven't heard for a while, is your southern accent. It's lovely to hear that. Wow, I do declare. It's lovely to hear that. Have you been working?
Yeah. Did you know? Well, I've been working on it a lot. But did you know that story about that? That's what the age of 17 was. She misheard it as the age of 17s when they got together.
Wow, did they?
They did. They surely did.
Well, I do declare.
It's true. It's one of my favourite facts.
I know. Yeah, you used to extol me, or not bore me, but you used to tell me loads of facts in the past, and I used to love that when you used to sit me down to say, "Let me tell you a story, Uncle Ronnie." And they were lovely days. They were lovely days.
Oh, they were fun though, Ronnie. It was really fun when we were allowed to play.
I hated it, Catherine. I hated every minute of it. You were difficult. I mean that, no disrespect. But you were just difficult. The affairs, the alcohol.
Yeah. It's very much the Lindsay Buckingham of the group.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, and when you did the dance and everything as well, I was like was like the drummer, and I was like Fleetwood. I was like Mick Fleetwood.
All right, yeah.
I used to wear belts.
Belts with balls.
Yes, I used to wear those all the time. But I'm pleased to hear you're talking about I like body things, as you know. I like to hear.
Well, I know.
Buildings.
Well, you're a former medical man, and you never lose that, do you?
No. I've seen tonsils getting taken out. That's one of those big things. If you've ever seen that, it's like scoops, Catherine. It's like big scoops.
Wow. How big are they in when they're actually out? Because I've been asked to look at them before, and I just see an inflamed throat. But what do they look like when they're out?
Well, they're like what you think they would look like. They are glands, Catherine. Remember, they are glands. And in the old days, before even you were born, they were whipped out. They're just taken out. But then they discovered that they are major infection-fighting glands.
Oh, I see.
So you would want to keep them. Oh, by the way, I got COVID tested last week. I had the thing. I had the up the nose, down the throat.
Right. This I need to hear about, because people when it all started, people were saying, I want to be tested, and there were a number of nurses online who took great delight in saying, oh really? Because that cotton bud has to go quite far into your head.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah. I had to do it myself though. The army. The army turned up. It's a pop-up. It's a wee bit like a food place, they just pop up. In fact, there was a pop-up restaurant. You had your test and you went for a wee tackle, and it was lovely. But the thing is, I don't have tonsils, because the guy said, I hope I'm not giving away any medical secrets here, but the guy said you have to touch your tonsils with the swab, and I don't have tonsils.
Oh my.
Yeah, so I had to go down really quite deep, but it was fine. It did bring me tears back, but I'm negative, Catherine. I'm negative.
Excellent. Well, that's one test everyone's happy not to pass, aren't they?
Yeah, it is. I'm positive, I'm negative, as Donald Trump said.
What an idiot.
Yeah. Have you been tested yet? Because you're a minor-made celebrity.
I'm obviously
a key worker.
Obviously, I'm a key worker. No, I've not been. But Ian's bought one of those antibody tests that you can buy, the expensive ones. Right. Yeah. Although I read in the paper today that the bosses of the medical, whatever it's called, board, are saying that they shouldn't be processing those from now on. So I don't know where that leaves us. I've not done the test yet. Ian did himself quite a mischief, actually, trying to get blood, because you get a little bottle. It's not a smear of blood they want. They want, like, something you can swish around.
Oh, so, right, okay. Swish around? Well, it's not like the old sort of thing at the end of your finger.
No, not like, if you're diabetic, you do a spot test. This was like, they wanted a certain amount of blood that you could swill around in a small bottle.
Oh,
I know, dodgy. I know.
Yeah.
So I've not done mine yet.
Wow. Did he get it from a reputable source?
He got it from a reputable source. I think he got it from Superdrug.
Oh, okay, well, I'm sure that's reputable then.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but I'm not entirely sure you need ampules.
Well, exactly. Well, they gave him, I think he said to me that they gave him, you'll know this is a medical term, Ronnie, lancets.
Yeah,
they gave him, you got 2 lancets per kit, but unfortunately, the reason I can't do mine is because he used my lancets too to try and get the amount of blood that he needed out. It was awful. It looks like it was some sort of murder scene that he managed to recreate.
That's so Catherine. He used yours. That's just selfish. I don't care about that. Yeah, no, we know that, but that's just selfish. Using up your lancet when you could have caused yourself a major injury as well.
Exactly. Leave my lancet alone. It's my business.
Yes. That was your catchphrase in the old days. I remember you used to end every show like that. It was really good. Yeah, it was really. But I just wanted to bring that up because I was angry, Catherine, Mrs. Bowles. But the southern accent, that really is. Is that the Southampton accent? Is that? Is that?
Pretty much, yeah. I try and keep it. I try not to offend anyone, so I make it as rubbish as possible, so no one thinks I'm getting at them. That's what I'm aiming for with my accent.
That's not working, Catherine. The offending thing, that's not working.
Oh, Ronnie, it's so nice. It's so nice to hear your voice. So what kind of a day have you had?
Well, I do a wee podcast in the morning, a wee podcast.
Right, give us a plug.
I work with this guy who has been, a guy called Paul Stainton, and it's Stainton and Barbour.
I remember him.
Yeah, he's rubbish. I'm the star. I'm the funny one. Obs. Stainton and Barbour's Antidote, and it's all your available thing. Yeah, so we do a wee thing of that, and then I went out for the first time today. My wife and I'm still married, Katherine. Not to the same woman you remember. I've gone to third, fourth wife now. There we go. Show business, isn't it? Anyway, and we went out to home base, and I wore my mask for the first time.
Oh,
it's quite an experience. Although it's the balaclava mask I've got, the stuff that I was in the forces. So the security guide was a bit weird about when I turned up with a balaclava mask on, because I wanted some paint, and he wasn't too happy not to frisk me. But the great thing is they allow you to frisk them back, so it was a frisk back, so it was worth it. And so I've been painting the dining room today, Katherine, with a paint called Caramel Latte.
Right. That's brown, isn't it?
Aye.
Brown.
Yeah.
Light brown.
Yeah, it's a light brown, but it dries later than it puts on, Katherine. We are talking about paint drying here.
We actually are.
So I was doing that, and I moved the curtains from one side of the patio doors to the other, painted one side, then moved the curtains back.
Wow.
To that, and then that you have to put the curtains down. So I'm quite innovative.
You did a real thorough job. It's like a professional job there, moving the curtains out of the way, rather than painting round them.
When I get a brush in my hands, Katherine, I'm Leonardo DiCaprio. That's who I am. I'm still there. I'm still there, Katherine. By the way, I noticed you're doing a lot of painting and decorating these days.
I am doing a lot of painting. I'm doing a lot of painting, but it's just really to stop myself from going bonkers. Just bonkers. I get so bored, Ronnie. It's so bored. But do you know what? We were saying yesterday, bored is a luxury. Do you know what? Bored is good at this situation.
Yeah.
I'd rather be bored than anything else at this point. So.
Absolutely. But Katherine, why do you have to inflict your painting onto everybody? and no disrespect here, but I'm saying this with love. But Katherine, there are online courses for this kind of thing. You can go to your YouTube, and they'll take you through the kind of brushes you need to buy and everything.
Yeah.
So why don't you do your ceiling or something? Why don't you do it like a iain mural on the ceiling? Like the Sistine Chapel, where you kind of lying on a chaise lounge.
Wow. Okay, you've given that quite a lot of thought. All right, I'll definitely consider it. I mean, apparently they've moved floors at Talk Radio. We've not been in the actual studio since they moved us upstairs for some reason. So I'm thinking they'll probably appreciate it if I jazz it up a little bit when I go back. Put our own little stamp on it.
Yeah.
Probably love that.
Yeah.
Really love that.
Yeah. Just you walk in and you see you looking down like that, kind of heavenly. That'd be lovely. That'd just be fantastic. I'd like to see that, to be fair. But keep trying to sell the paintings. All right, keep doing that, because the great artists have to go through the tough times as well. So you keep on doing that. Don't you give up your cause.
Oh, thanks very much, Ronnie. You've always been an encouraging soul. I appreciate it.
I'm going to wanted. Yeah. What?
I'm going to have to go and put some adverts on and stuff so that I can...
Oh, damn it, you're still selling your soul yet?
Well, I mean, I'm just putting the adverts on because the paintings aren't shifting as fast as I'd like. When the paintings start shifting, we can forget about the adverts. So nice to hear from you, Ronnie. Seriously. Love you to bits. And we'll speak again, right?
Yeah. Love you.
Take care of yourself. Bye. Ronnie Barbour is incredible. Ronnie Barbour. I will put a link to his podcast on my Twitter, which is Flippin' Kath, by the way.
The Late Night Alternative with Katherine Boyle. You never know just where the conversation will take you.
On Talk Radio.